You ain't driving, are you?
I steer a little, but the Ranger do most of the work.
Hello and welcome to another Christmas edition of Rapid Reviews. Today I'm talking about a movie that kind of sits with horror but kind of doesn't. It's close enough, it's Christmas. I love this movie, so I'm going to do it anyway. Today we're talking about Violent Night. Brought to us by Universal Pictures, Violent Night is Die Hard with Santa Claus taking up the role of John McClane. I know that may sound like a weird comparison, but it is exactly the same movie. So we follow a family as they go and stay with their very rich, very corrupt in-laws who just happen to have $100 million in their safe. Just like the events at the fateful Nakatomi Plaza, this brings in mercenaries who want to steal the money from the vault and will go to any lengths to get what they need. Let's talk David Harbour. David Harbour, who you all know from Stranger Things, takes on the role as Santa Claus, and I'm going to say now, he is arguably my favourite on-screen version of that character that I've ever seen. He completely embodies that role, and I didn't expect him to, but in this he is absolutely fantastic. Which brings us to how Santa plays into this movie. So the family's little girl is a very, very well behaved girl. She is on the good list, so Santa is coming to deliver to this house that's full of mercenaries. Now, a normal Santa Claus you think might come into some problems. However, in the backstory for this version of Santa, he used to be a Viking warrior and he is hard as nails. The fight scenes in this movie are choreographed to the level that you would expect in John Wick. The kills in this are graphic. They are incredibly violent and brutal from start to finish. And just like John McClane, Santa gets a kicking in this. Now, I don't want you all rocking into this thinking that this is the greatest Christmas movie you're ever going to see, because it's simply not. It has a very sweet undertone story of Santa and the little girl that really plays through and really tugs on your heartstrings. It also has some really good action, but it's not an instant classic. It does have some problems. One of the main problems of this is the lack of lore around Santa Claus. He does some really cool stuff and they've got some lore around his sack, but we're missing lots of things that I wanted. So there's no elves, there's no Mrs. Claus, there's no Lapland. That entire world was not shown to us, and I think that's because of the budget. And I think that's because they're saving that for Violent Night 2, which I'm going to talk about now. So Violent Night 2 was greenlit almost the second that this had been released. It was a success, it was a very big streaming success, and they knew there was more stories here to tell. Now, there were lots of rumours that this was going to shoot in 2024 and be released Christmas this year, and that hasn't happened. Now, a lot of that is down to schedules and recording times with David Harbour being back on the set of Stranger Things. But we have had news that it is going to start shooting in January of 2025 with an aimed release for Christmas next year. At the moment, the plot is completely under wraps, but the general consensus is this is going to give me exactly what I wanted, which is an expanded world and an expanded universe for this character. So at the moment, we don't know all the details. We know nothing about the plot. I do think they are going to expand this world. We are going to get the elves. We are going to get Mrs. Claus. We're going to get all of that stuff. And casting for Mrs. Claus, I'm throwing it out there now, Winona Ryder. It's going to work. We know it'll work. Do that. If you're watching and you're listening and you have anything to do with this movie, make that happen. We're also going to get a really cool movie, because Violent Night is a really cool movie. It's a fun, stupid Christmas romp. It's just like Die Hard. It ticks that box. So all the criticism of Die Hard, is it a Christmas movie? Is it not a Christmas movie? This is the Die Hard Christmas movie. That's what this is. I want to say a huge thank you for everyone to watching. A huge thank you to everyone who supported this channel this year. We've grown massively. You're all wonderful. I hope you like this episode. Let me know your thoughts on Violent Night and whether you want to see a Violent Night 2. Also, let me know in the comments that you're there, because we don't get many comments here and I'd like to see more of you. But until then, have a wonderful Christmas and keep an eye out for more videos. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. See you all soon.